Hey, everybody, how you doing? It is Friday. I guess it's not morning everywhere, but it's morning on the West Coast. Cindy, Melody, Katie, how you guys doing? Um, yeah, everybody on Mike Patterson's on. Hey. It's a nice morning, just chilling here with Rex. Um, I was late to the grind this morning, but I got some things accomplished thus far, and Rex is just being lazy as usual. Okay, yeah, you can go back to sleep. Everybody had to see him for a second. Hey Austin, how you doing? Gemma, hello. Jessica's on. Um, yeah, so top of the just after morning to you. Um, Coffee is always good. Rex is always keeping it real. I will say I don't think Rex ever doesn't keep it real. Hey, Nicole's on. How goes? Um, oh, that brings me that the whole reason why I wanted to kind of start this was every morning. I don't know if everybody else does this, but I know I do it. I know Jen does it. Um, I was gonna say I know my mom does it, but she doesn't do it. She's started getting more on Facebook recently. That's for another story. But anyways, so I've definitely I've got my morning routine, and so looking through the Facebook news is part of my daily morning routine. Um, Cindy's nose is stuffy. We'll get to that later. Um, and so anyways, I look through my news feed every morning, and realistically, that's kind of the only news that I watch, other than the odd thing when there's like election stuff, or I don't know, anything else important. I was trying to say something that sounded important enough to watch the news, but anyways, that aside, um, need a Kleenex. Oh, I see, because someone's nose is stuffed. Mike's on. Hey, buddy. So, anyways, I'm scrolling through my news feed, and Nicole, who's on here, had posted something that Jen had told me about. Um, but someone actually put thumbtacks and sewing needles, and I'm not talking about like a little amount, um, like a lot of thumbtacks and sewing needles all over a kid's playground. Um, and I have to say, at one point I thought, thinking the best in people, I'm like maybe someone dropped like a bag of, like they're sitting watching their kids play or their grandkids play or something, and they dropped a bag that they were using. But then I saw the picture, and I smile only because of how wrong I was, but it was insane. I saw a picture of all like the needles that give it up to Woodstock Parks and Rec, I think it was, or the city of Woodstock, that sent the team down there to clean it up. But like what they got was insane. Um, when I saw the picture, it was a thing that I'm guessing they kind of roll along the ground, and it's a magnet. But the thing was like this big, and it was about that thick, and just covered in sewing needles. Um, so yeah, that was a piece of Woodstock news that I thought was, I guess, somewhat poignant. Yeah, honestly, Nicole, like that was, and realistically too, if you have kids, if you have nieces, nephews, grandkids, it's like that's something you don't want to see, because that's something that you remember. I remember watching that or reading that story and thinking of all the like the scary things that they used to say before Halloween, of all, like people showing pictures of like razor blades stuck in candy bars and all that. And it's freaky because in one way you think living in Woodstock's not a giant city. Um, and I grew up for until I was about 13 in a town called Innerkip. Um, and that's even smaller. It's when I lived there, I don't even know how many people were there. But it was the type of place that at 10 years old, our parents didn't really have any issue with saying, yeah, go to the park, go play basketball or baseball or football or whatever you're doing, be back for dinner. And it's one of those things where now you can't do that. Like, you can't just send your son out to go play football at the park with his buddies and throw the ball around until dinner. You can't necessarily just do that so easily. I'm not saying you can't do it, but you can't do it like you could when we were kids. That's for sure. Um, few close calls with that when they were that. Cindy says her nieces had a few close calls with that thing when they were younger. Like needles and stuff on the playground, or you mean the Halloween candy? Because I have to say, I've never seen anything about that in like I've seen people post the pictures on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, but I've never seen like an actual case of somebody that I knew that had found that stuff. Thank goodness. Never got any Mike, I gotta post that one up. Mike said he never got any razor blades for Halloween. Um, I don't think so because Mike grew up near Peterborough. Peterborough is not soft, like not at all. um, hey, Tracy's on. Nicole says she's never seen it either, and Nicole, you have children, like it definitely. Um, was it something that you were scared of? In because you grew up in Woodstock, so like, was that something that you were worried about back in the day? Closest we got was raisins. You know what though? I hated getting raisins as a kid. I love raisins now. Like those the ones especially in I wish that they sold Raisin Bran raisins by the package, not in the box, because I would end up just taking all of the raisins out of the box. And yeah, I can't remember who got mad at me, whether it was my brother or my parents, but yeah, I definitely Raisin Bran was not something that was gotten very often at the Hartzell house. Worry free. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, like Woodstock, I remember when I was a kid, just kind of walking around and like the worst thing that you would see is kids smoking a joint in a back alleyway or a bar fight. And I feel like bar fights can be scary at times, but again, back then, it wasn't like anyone was worried about somebody, pulling a gun and shooting someone. Like it was, you kind of beat each other senseless for a while, and then one bought the other a beer a little while later, and bibbity Bob's your uncle. But all right, let's get off the negative. California rate. Oh, Brendan, are you stuck in the tense machine? That's what I want to call it now when you get stuck on, or is that you, Mike, running both? That might be Mike running both. But I'm starting to realize how much I say I was reminded of some How I Met Your Mother, and there's a drinking game that they do where every time she says they drink, and I thought of the honesty, honestly, if I'm being honest. um, raisin flavored monster. Um, Mike, wouldn't that technically just be the grape one? Like, to be honest, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking of it, I wonder what a raisin flavored um, drink would taste like. Wouldn't it taste kind of like prune juice? Like, what's the difference between? I don't think I've ever had prune juice. I wonder what the difference is between prune juice and and grape juice. Um, I wonder if Mike's never stuck in the machine. That's why I had. Oh, he is. Oh, it's B. It's always me and B that get stuck in the page. But welcome B, everybody. Um, he is on, and I have to say the benefit to me doing it a little later this week than I did last week is I did shower before this one, and I'm sure that like Mike has probably showered. Um, it depends how long B was like doing this last night, because I will say once you put a base in his hand, he doesn't sleep a whole lot. Oh, it's because yeah, that is not easy. The phone thing, you can switch between really easily, but on your computer you can switch really easily, but on a phone you can't. Um, but at least B, you're representing the machine that is tense at this, 12:42 our time. Let me see if I can get this right. 11:42 Central Time, 10:42 Mountain Time, 9:42. What's that last one? Um, Whatever the last one is. But I think I got that somewhat right. I'll give that one to my dad the other night for you know feeding me a few of the time zone stuff. Pacific time? Is it Pacific time? I have an itch. I don't want to make it look like I'm picking my nose, but I have a see. That's not a nose pick. That's a nose rub. Know the difference. Um, I have it right for Central Time. So what do I have wrong for Mountain Time? I thought Mountain Time was one in between Pacific Time and Central Time. Don't laugh at me, Mike. You have to itch your nose sometimes too. And if you do it the wrong way, people gonna think you're picking. Seinfeld made an entire episode about the pick. It wasn't a pick, it was a scratch. And if you fall on the wrong side of the fence, I don't know. 2 hours behind is Mountain Time. Okay, so I'm right. It's rare that I'm right about those kind of facts, but yeah. And Pacific is 3, yeah. Boom! Mike, thank you. I feel like you've commented on these glasses before. I got lucky in these ones. Jen ordered these off I don't know, some site, and then she just didn't like how big they were or the shape really. And so I accumulated them excellently. Um but I appreciate you saying so. um Hey, I've got a question for you. I've had enough conversation about different kinds of beer. What kind of coffee do you guys drink? This is Maxwell House. Uh, I think it's dark roast. I think it's dark roast. Um, I can't remember the one my parents drink. Um, I'm almost like I know it's Kirkland because they get it from Costco, but it's like I think it's a dark roast as well. Too early for new drink. No, not a new drinking game. There's no new drinking game. I guess we could drink coffee in that kind of way, like you do espresso shots. Folger's Black Silk Melody says Cindy is Tim Hortons. Okay. I've had the Tim Hortons stuff. I think Jen got that like a month ago or something. Nicole's a tea drinker. What's your tea? Oh, sorry. I didn't read far enough. Orange Pico. Gemma says she prefers tea too. Tea as well. I'll go with as well. Gemma, what's your tea brand? Or not brand, but like what's your tea choice? Okay, Doc, I wish I could in a way that didn't seem offensive say amen. Um but Dr. Pepper I do love. Um I'm not so hot on the cherry one that they have, but it is what it is. Espresso. Okay, just straight espresso. Do you have a favorite kind? Are you against the Nespressos? Do you want it fully real like old school? The new Pepsi? Mike, I promise you, if I ever have any kind of an experience with Pepsi, whether it be drinking Pepsi, being mad at a Pepsi product, seeing a really cool Pepsi ad, I promise you that I will reach out to you and tell you all about it. You'll get the first story in my Pepsi journey. Any tea is okay, but your favorite is green. Oh, okay. So that's a different thing, isn't it? Isn't green tea? I thought green tea was a little bit different than like a black tea. Um, because green tea has a lot of caffeine in it, doesn't it? Or does it have no caffeine? It either has a lot of caffeine or has a no caffeine. I can't remember which is which. Full old school Turkish coffee. Okay, if Andy Schonecker ever sees this video, Andy has seen my first experience with Turkish coffee. I don't know what's different about it, as far as how you make it or how you do it. All I know is that I tasted it for the first time and oh, it was good. It might have even just been, the way that he kind of like the cream to sugar ratio. It could have been because I feel like the milk was frothy. I can't remember exactly, but anyways, Turkish coffee is delicious. Um, Green tea is good for losing weight. Well, shoot, I feel like everyone wants to know that. But isn't that's got to be out there. If green tea is good for losing quite a bit of caffeine. Okay, if anyone knows about what has caffeine in it, it is B. Um, I've never seen anyone other than my own dad drive as far as B can, just straight without taking a stop, without taking a stop. Sorry, like we'll stop for gas, we'll stop to get coffee, we'll stop to use the restroom or whatever. But no, B can go more than anyone else. Just realized something, Dane. You wear girls' glasses. Isn't that like wearing girls' underwear? Um, well, Mike, I can give you a whole bunch of reasons why it's not like wearing girls' underwear. Um, if I'm being honest, I think that these are actually unisex glasses. I'm not sure. They might be girls' glasses. I don't really care. Um, but no, it's definitely not like wearing girls' underwear. I don't have to pack. You know what? I'm not even going to go that far. I'll just answer no. One of my tricks to brew green tea, then boil that green tea again and use that in place of water to make coffee, then two creams, two sugar. Is that serious, Mike, or are you just trying to like over caffeinate people for fun? I feel like you wouldn't do that, so that's got to be serious. I want to try that. Two creams, two sugars. I can't remember. There was an episode of The Office where they had the funniest. That's got to be a trick. I mean, no, you said it was a trick, but that's got that's got to be a joke. But anyways, one of my favorite episodes of The Office is Stanley. If you guys watch the show, Stanley, and that is part of this morning chat. If you guys want to talk about TV, we can talk about TV. I've been binging The Sopranos, as I've mentioned. Um, I think we're up to almost the third season. In a five, I'm not going to tell you how long. Okay, Mike's saying don't try it, so he's joshing me. I still kind of want to try it though. But it does remember me. It reminds me of an Office episode where Stanley gets frustrated with something and tells one of the interns to go get him. I think it's a tea with 2 creams and 4 sugars. And so the intern, he's like, okay, all right, Stanley, sorry, morning 2x4, I gotcha. I always thought that was hilarious. Well, yeah, like Brennan definitely is driven more than any of us. Um, but yeah, wearing hearts. Oh, warming hearts, not exploding them. I read that because I was talking about the driving and stuff like that. And I thought that you were saying Tense Machine is about wearing hats because we always talk about, like we all have different jobs in the band and different things that we do. We are lucky that B is as insane as he is at driving. And I don't mean that, like, I mean insane in like a good way. I can't say enough about like the last tour, and Mike did quite a bit of driving as well, but B always does a lot of the monster share just because he's very comfortable behind it. And so yeah, I thought Mike was saying we all wear hats type thing, but it's about warming hearts and not breaking them or exploding them. But anyways, if nobody's got any other questions, I might I think it was a fluff, but anyways, I might bid you adieu for the day and go enjoy some sunshine. I'm sure you guys want to as well. To leave you with a thought. I was thinking of something to try and leave you with something profound. I guess the best that I can do in that way is Rex, help me out here. Oh, Rex just wanted to say hi. Yeah. That's honestly kids and dogs. It's the one thing that will get you out of every dead air issue. Wow, you're so lazy. You're just so lazy. It's like he knows that he's on camera and he's just trying to act like he doesn't care and he's been there. All right. Anyways, thank you guys all for joining in and for the commentary back and forth. It has been a pleasure as always. Thanks, Mike and B, for coming in, or as I should say, the tense B machine. Rex always keeps it gangster. He really does. He's definitely your dog, Mike. And thank you guys all for following the Wednesdays, the Sundays. This Sunday at 6, you can send your requests as always, please. I'm not sure what I feel like playing this week, but we always try and keep the requests at least to one per thing, so we can get through them nice and quick. If you're watching on a different platform, follow us on Spotify, follow us on YouTube, be our friend on Facebook, and check us out on Instagram, because sometimes we post things there that we don't post on other things, just to keep it randoms. Oh, there's another dog outside. Rex now he woke up. Yeah, ears perked and all. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. If I can stop the dogs from barking long enough to goodbye. Rex, honestly, why you gotta bark right at the end? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Okay, I can't hate you. I can't hate you. You too cute. You silly butt.